What's this?
This is the code that I've written for our year-to-year projections. This is building in all the intelligence that we have to project players.
Okay.
It's about getting things down to one number. Using stats the way we read them, we'll find value in players that nobody else can see.
Revenue inequality. Cameron, what do I mean when I say revenue inequality?
For you Boardroom Buzz listeners, this will be a familiar term, or maybe you've heard the phrase, not all revenues created equal. And coming from my background, having worked on tons and tons of M&A deals, billions and billions of dollars worth of acquisitions and sales prices, you're always working towards what's the value of future cash flows. That's the whole premise. And so the idea is that not all cash flows are created equal. Instead of cash flows, let's think revenue streams. Quick example, you might have a quarterly pest control subscription that you're selling. Let's just say $100. And you might also sell some rodent bait stations. Let's just say $100 for the example. $100 is hitting your bank in both examples. So you might say, okay, great, $100 is $100, all is well. That's not really the case. With the subscription, you're getting $100 continually into the future. Whereas with the one-time bait station sale, you don't know. There's no guarantee or contract saying that's going to occur again. So when analyzing the business, you're going to say, okay, this subscription is a lot more valuable to the company than this one-time sale, even though they're both $100. That known cash flow, that known future cash flow is worth a lot more than the unknown one-time sale. So that's the idea behind it. You want to know the characteristics of your cash flows, of your revenue streams, in order to focus on what the most valuable ones are. I think, Patrick, said you said 38% only had one revenue line item. So with that, if that's the case, you're not going to know what's recurring, what's one time, what's pest control, what's mosquito, what's this, what's that. And that's a big issue. And whether you're trying to sell the business or not, whether you're trying to maximize sales price or not, is irrelevant here. There's a lot of value to be gained by separating out your revenue accounts so you can get insights into what the different revenue streams look like. I think of a client we have, I'm not trying to sell anytime soon, but had one revenue line item, and he came to us. We got him on our chart of accounts, and he's, man, I've been thinking about getting into wildlife. I've always done pest control, but thinking about getting into wildlife, but I don't know if it's going to be worth my time. I don't know what, kind of revenue I can bring in off that. So we got him on our chart of accounts, which wildlife is a subcategory we have. And all of a sudden he's able to see, well, this is what I'm doing per month in wildlife. Now he can make a decision. Is this worth my time to focus on? Is this a service offering I want to put more effort into, or should I just focus on pest control, right? And previously, when he had one revenue line item, he doesn't know what's pest control, what's wildlife, what's recurring, what's not. He doesn't have the visibility into the financials to say, oh, this is something a route I want to take my business down or not. So there's a lot of power and value in separating it out, even if you're not looking to sell or maximize value for a sales price. That's one extreme, is the one revenue line item. But let's take it to the other extreme. Maybe you have a ton of line items or a ton of revenue accounts. We have a lot of clients that do this as well, where seemingly every service offering plan is a revenue account. So you might have a gold plan, a silver plan, a bronze, platinum plan, bi-monthly, quarterly, all these subscription plans. At the end of the day, all 6 or 7, whatever I just named, are recurring pest control. So let's just group them all as recurring pest control, easily identified and easy to read, as opposed to saying month to month, oh, there's these 7 or 6 different revenue accounts, and it really confuses and complicates things. So that's the other extreme. And so you might be asking, are those only 2 options? Obviously, no. There is a sweet spot. And that was the big goal with us, with Fraction, coming up with our chart of accounts. We've come up with what we know to be the industry standard what's best for the industry. It takes the best of both the finance and business world, what general business analysts would want to see, as well as catering it to what's important in the industry, what's important to pest control specifically. This gold standard chart of accounts that we've come up with, we know to be taking into account what we want to see on the revenue side, what we want to see on the cost of goods sold side. And so that's kind of the purpose behind what we're doing there with the chart of accounts.
All right, let's talk about then why we break out revenue in this way. So I think you mentioned that, and I love that story. Hey, I want to consider adding wildlife. Is wildlife viable? Is it profitable for my business? And so if we look at how we have our revenue broken out in our chart of accounts, like why is it broken out this way?
Yeah, exactly. So here we see just a simple example of our P&L, how we've broken out revenue. You can see there's pest control, there's termite, mosquito, bed bug, etc. So off the bat, we're able to see what type of service we have, as well as you can see we've clearly highlighted what's recurring, what's one time. And so between this mix of, well, what's pest control, what's termite, what's mosquito, what's recurring, what's one time, initials, etc., you're able to quickly analyze and digest what each revenue stream is doing, what the characteristic of each revenue stream is, and you're able to make more informed business decisions, where to focus efforts, where to focus attention, maybe potentials for cross-selling, things like that, simply by organizing your chart of accounts in a better way. And that's what we've done at Fraction.
People are overlooked for a variety of biased reasons and perceived flaws. Age, appearance, personality. Bill James and mathematics cut straight through that. Billy, of the 20,000 notable players for us to consider, I believe that there is a championship team